Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Tortilla Talks.
Woo!
If you guys don't know us, my name is Jenny. This is my sister Jasmine.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's her. We look a little funny right now. We're currently doing our hair. But I thought, what better time to do this specific episode than right now? Because this is like our moment of kind of like a refresh when we're doing our hair. We do it quite often, so we have refreshes quite often. But it's kind of a way that we do some self-care, and we kind of take care of ourselves and kind of our mental state. And that being said, today's topic is our relationship with ourselves. Recently we've been talking a lot about actual mental disorders, and I think that's great. It's something that we really need to do, but I wanted to get just a tad bit more personal again. And so I thought, what better way than to talk about ourselves?
I'm sorry, I'm over here dying because we're literally talking right into these microphones that are not connected to anything.
Oh, I know! But there's such a vibe.
This just in. We're here to talk about mental health.
Yes. Jasmine.
Honestly, I was not ready to do this. I really was dreading doing it because I looked like this and I was like, this is ridiculous. But then she was like, we're doing self-care. And since the topic is
Relationship with ourselves.
the relationship with ourselves, this is like one of the many ways we do self-care, and like she said, we do it often. So you will see us with many different hairstyles.
Yeah.
Throughout these videos.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, it's good to be vulnerable, and what better way than to be vulnerable, not just like by the stories we tell and the words we say, but how we look and how we present ourselves. Because nowadays, like, they want to glamorize everything, and I think taking it back to what self-care really looks like to your, average person, that's so important. So, question number 1. What does your relationship to yourself, what do you think that means? Like, when I say that, what comes to mind?
To me, it's just basically how I would take care of myself, what I do for myself on a daily basis, how I hold myself accountable for taking care of myself, and just in general as well, trying to make good decisions that are going to bring positivity to my life. Yes. I had lost my train of thought earlier. I'm sorry, but basically for me, doing this helps my mental health because it helps me feel better. For the last, I want to say 4 months now, I've been breaking out on my face really bad, kind of like hormonal acne, and it's something that's like really messed with my self-esteem. So doing this, like doing my hair, or like doing my makeup, it just makes me feel so much better. My relationship with myself lately has not been the best, but it's definitely getting better. I'm definitely holding myself accountable more for things that before I thought had no importance, like waking up on time for the things that I have to do. I would go to work late almost every single day before, and now I'm up at 7 a.m. Connected to class at 8:30, 8:45 when it starts at 9.
Ooh, period. No, I think that's pretty, that's really important, that we realize that there's different parts of like a relationship to ourselves, like the different aspects of it, because I feel like when people think of like their relationship with themselves, they just think like, oh, I love myself or I don't love myself. But like, if we're being honest, like if you're in a relationship, in like a serious relationship at least, like you hold each other accountable, and that's something that you have to do for yourself, because no one, if you're a single Pringle like us ladies over here, there's no one that's gonna keep you accountable except for yourself. So it's very important that we do that for ourselves. Like even if you are in a relationship, like the person that's gonna take care of you the best is yourself. So being able to do that early on and like really take care of yourself and realize like, hey, I'm not feeling the best. Why is that? Is it something that like I'm being pessimistic, or I'm being more lazy than usual, or I'm just not putting myself in situations that are making me happy, you know? Like, what am I doing? And then once you realize, okay, well, I've fixed all the things that I need to fix, what are things that I need to get out of, or what are situations that I need to get out of that are the only control I have over them is deciding whether or not I want to stay there. Right. Which is like hard to do, because like one of my favorite movies is The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and one of the lines that they say is like, people receive the love they think they deserve. And I love that line. I live by that line, and I repeat it whenever I like think it's like a great line to like put in. But I think that that being said, like, you will only put yourself in situations, or you will only like allow yourself to be in situations that you think that you deserve. And once you're having a healthy relationship with yourself, and you're, you know, taking care of yourself and really just like taking accountability for your life and your happiness and your well-being, you start to realize that you're worth so much more and you deserve so much more. And whether that means cutting people off just so you don't feel as unmotivated, is really important. Like, for example, these past 2 months? I think it was like 2 months that I didn't go out. I didn't really talk to anyone except for my bestie over here. It was pretty hard at first, but it was something I really needed, because now that I'm like hanging out with people again, it like I feel genuinely happy, and when I laugh, I mean it, and it's something that's actually causing me to feel some certain amount of joy, which I was not feeling for a while.
You know, and I really enjoy all these talks, because I feel like we've talked about this before, how everything fluctuates. Like, when it comes to mental health, there's good days and there's bad days, because you're talking about feeling better, and I feel like I've been like, damn, like I just don't want to talk to anybody. Like the other day that I was gonna go out, I almost cried or I did, because I was just like, fuck, like I really don't want to go out. So I really like, I don't know, I really enjoy that wow, I lost my train of thought. I wanted to ask you a question though. What do you think is like so important about having a relationship with yourself, and how do you think the people that don't have relationships with themselves feel?
What do you mean?
Let's say like there's people that don't really take care of themselves, you know, they don't really know who they are, they don't even understand how they feel themselves.
Okay, so just so I know what I'm answering, you're asking me why I think it's important, and what I think other people who don't have a relationship with themselves, like how they think, or
how would they feel?
How would they feel? Okay, well, I think it's important. That's a really good question, by the way. Thank you. I think it's important because, like, when you're growing and you're evolving and you're, you know, or you're trying to at least, and you're growing up just in general, like age number wise, you you can either mature and grow up and start to let go of things that happened in the past and realize that they happened for a reason and you're a stronger person because of them, only if you're evolving. And so that's why I think it's important, because you grow up and you realize, like, you could either hold on to everything and let it destroy you, or you can put it under you and use that as a stepping stool to, like, get to where you're supposed to be next. And you can only do that if you take time to get to know yourself, get to know the ins and out of yourself, like what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, what you like about yourself, what you don't like about yourself, because it's normal not to like things about yourself. That's why people change, that's why people grow, and I think it's beautiful to see that. Like, I caught myself the other day just like realizing how much I complained, and I was like, that's so ugly. Like, that's so ugly. And a lot of people don't realize it when they're doing it. I didn't realize it when I was doing it, because I just thought I was like talking about my struggles. I didn't realize I was like being whiny, but I was. And I realized that, and like now I'm trying to actively take a choice to like not complain, and just kind of like, something I tell mom all the time was like, okay, well, do you have a solution? Otherwise, like, just stop like complaining about it. So like now, instead of just complaining about it, I'm like thinking, okay, well, I'm so tired, but I need to go to sleep earlier. Like, I need to do that. Like I told you that. I was like, I need to get the full hours of sleep that I'm supposed to get. So like, that's why I realized like it's so important to have a relationship with yourself, because if I didn't, and I didn't care about myself, and I didn't like realize those things, then I wouldn't be like, okay, well, it's my fault and I need to take responsibility for that. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's because I work too much, because the world is so like greedy and needs money and blah blah, which it does, but that's a different conversation. But yeah, so I think that's why I think it's important to have a relationship with yourself. And people who don't have that relationship with themselves, you can notice they're very bitter, or they're very like, you know, ignorant. Oh my god, there's so many people, and I use this word a lot more lightly than other people do. I use it a lot more frequently too. I say ignorant a lot because I think that people have made it such a strong word, but it's true. Like, people who know something and just choose to ignore it or act like they don't, like, you know, they don't see it, that's being ignorant. Like if you're ignoring someone, you're being ignorant towards that person.
Right.
It's not as big of a deal as people make it out to be. It's just the truth. It's just a quality that some people have and other people don't, or they do, but they try to work on it. But I feel like people who don't have a relationship with themselves tend to be ignorant in that situation, in a lot of situations. Biggest thing, I feel like they're like the biggest phenomenon right now. Karens. Like, those type of people don't work on themselves, and so they call out everyone else because they can't figure out their own issues, and so they blame everyone else for their problems, and there's not much you can do about it. But they're like, they're ignorant people that you can't, like, you just can't work with them. You can't teach them anything because they have to be the ones to like teach themselves something, or to learn and grow and evolve and realize that we're all human beings and we're not perfect. Yeah, that was a really good question. I really like that one.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. When did you realize, like, okay, I need to love on myself? before I let someone else love on me. Which, by the way, before you answer, I saw a quote that once said, like, you can't say, like, you can't love anyone else before you love yourself, because that's invalidating other people's like your love for other people, which I feel like is so true, because I loved people and I wanted people to be happy. I'm such a people pleaser, but I wasn't, like, you know, making myself happy. So, like, but that didn't invalidate that I was trying to make other people happy, because I really was. I genuinely was trying to make people happy. I wasn't doing it to be fake or anything. But yeah, whatever. Go.
Honestly, I think for me it's a never-ending learning process, because there have been things that happen to me where they make me click, and then I'm right back there doing the next dumb thing or believing the next person, you know? So for me, it's just been so many times in my life where it's clicked in my head like, damn, you need to love yourself a little more than that. And it continuously happens to me. And I think I'm getting to the point where I'm actually like really like, I'm struggling right now, but I'm still like in the process of really loving who I'm becoming. I see myself becoming this person that I never thought I could be. I know I have a lot of more work to do, but it just comes with time. Everything comes with time. I feel like people feel so pressured to become this person that the world has taught them that they need to be, when in reality we really just need to take a really good look at ourselves and be like, what is gonna make me happy? Because that's really gonna take us to the path to where we want to be, or where, you know, we have to be. So my answer is, it's a learning process. Learning process. You love yourself a little more every day. Sometimes a little less, but it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, I don't think it's a little less. I think it's like, because I don't think you love yourself any less, because then you realize it, you know, you catch yourself. I feel like even when you're in your lowest point, like, you catch yourself. But there's just sometimes you can't, like, you just can't help it, because of the fact that we all have insecurities, you know? So I don't think it's like loving yourself less. I think it's putting things above that love. So, like, your love stays at the same level. Hold my microphone really quick. Your love stays at the same level. But then, you know, your insecurities come in and you add something else to it. So the love stays there, but you keep on adding stuff on top of it that it kind of covers it for a little bit. But then, like, slowly, like, you know, once you start, like, realizing it, like, that love starts to, like, shake off the layers of insecurities, and, like, it starts to shake off the, like, the kind of, like, self-loathing and self-hatred that comes very often to a lot of people. I think it's normal to, like, kind of hate yourself at times, because even those who say that they love themselves all the time have off days. It's just normal.
You will catch me telling you that I'm perfect.
Yeah.
Literally. I am perfect, bow down to the queen, and then I'm in my room crying because I hate my hair.
It's just how it be. That's just how it be. No, yeah, like, I told you this, like, a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I don't, my biggest fears, well, one of my biggest fears is to be a hypocrite. Because of the fact that I express so much that, you know, you should love yourself, and, you know, care about yourself, and just give yourself kindness, and be empathetic towards yourself, and show yourself love. But then I'm like, in my bed, I'm like, wow, you're so fat, you're so ugly, like, no one likes you, you're disgusting. Oh my god. Okay.
Me at 11 o'clock at night in the bathroom mirror.
So, when you're doing your self-care routine, oh my god, your skin routine, yeah, that's how it feels.
My self-care,
yeah.
You ugly fat.
Oh my god, yes. Like, one of the reasons I never let anyone look into or touched my sketchbook was because, you know how like they say like you're your biggest critic? Like yes. I used to bully myself so hard in that book. I would draw one thing on the page, very small, like it would be like maybe an inch of the page would be the actual drawing, and everything around it would be like, you're literally a piece of garbage. Like, you're such an imposter. Like, who do you think you are trying to act like you know how to draw or you know how to paint? Like, you say you're an artist, but are you really? Like, do you actually even know how to paint or like anything? And it's so bad because you like, I'm like here trying to like express myself, and like I end up like bullying myself into not wanting to anymore. But I still enjoy art. Like, I still really
crazy
do.
how you're trying to like incorporate something that you love, and then you're just like, I hate you, Jasmine. I hate you. Yeah. You're trying to do something good for yourself, and your brain's like, ah.
You can't do anything right. What do you mean?
You guys, I don't mean to leave you, but I gotta go wash my hair.
Okay. Well, that's good because it means it's gonna cut us off right at 20 something minutes, which is exactly what I wanted. I really want you guys to take this conversation seriously and really just like realize that we're not perfect, and like Jasmine said, like, our relationship with ourselves is a ever evolving, always growing, always like changing kind of thing. So long as you do at the end of the day, after like bullying yourself and crying to yourself about yourself, realize that like there's no one else like you, and there's never gonna be anyone else like you, and there's no one else in this world that has the purpose that you have or that will have the impact that you have. That's what a good like healthy relationship with yourself is like, because you know, we're humans, we have insecurities, and it's normal, but it's also good to give yourself love and take care of yourself. So thank you guys for joining us for this quick and very laid back, super realistic night in our lives talk, because I want to emphasize this. These are conversations that we actually do have with each other quite often. Like, very often.
This is not just something that we do to get out on YouTube. You know, this is something that we do because we care about you guys. We really, really do. We always want to hear you. I cannot stress enough that self-care is the way to go. Even if you feel like you can't do it, just do it. Just do it. The self-care, just for whatever you have to do throughout the day to make yourself happy. Even if you feel like you can't do it. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah. And don't let me fool you. Sometimes I don't do it. Okay. Yeah. So I also love the fact that we are literally 100% real on here. You know, we never want to invalidate anything that anyone has to feel or go through. Like, you're allowed to go through and feel like however you do, you know, because we go through it too.
Yeah. I think that's the most like important part of why we made this and how we're doing it, is that we are childish and we are goofy, but we're also, you know, like mature enough and aware enough to have these conversations, and to care about ourselves enough to have these conversations, and to care about you guys enough to have these conversations on the internet looking like this for you guys. Because it's important, and we do love you guys. So any new topics that you want us to talk about, please let us know. Comment down below.
I was like, comment down below.
Comment
we don't even know if you're gonna say that.
But yes, comment down below, like the video, share the video. We really want to get out there. We really want more people to hear what we're saying, because it's really important. It's not just for me and her. It's not just for me and you guys and us and you guys. But it's for everyone to hear. That's why we're making these. That's why we're making them public. So yeah. thank you.
Thank
We love you.
We
We will
love
see you next week. And I will have all of the numbers and everything to the hotlines down below. Bye.
Bye.